welcome back to another Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report. Today we're going to be playing the new Tau. I don't know what to expect. It's going to probably sting a little bit, but it'll be fun. Against my Grey Knights. This will be a very fun game. I'm running Rapiers and for my Brotherhood, and the Tau is running Borkan, however you want to pronounce that, Borkan. So we'll come back in a second to look at the lists in detail. Alright, here's the Grey Knights list I'm going to run today. I had a little game the other day that's not going to make it on a battle report. We'll probably review it later with kind of a shortened version of it, but I learned some things from it, modified some things, so here's what we're going to be trying out. This is 2 patrols. I've got a few characters right here in the middle. I'm going to have a squad of strikes for each of the patrols. This is going to be a 10-man interceptor blob. There's 2 regular Dread Knights here in the back with teleporters on them, and then WYSIWYG. Then you got a character Dread Knight. He does have the Sigil of Exigence, so you can delete once you target him one time, and then reappear somewhere else. And I believe that's actually everything he has on him. I'm bringing an Apothecary. He still has a hammer. I will change that out for a sword at some point, because back in the good old days, he was hitting on 2s. Now he does not. So right now, WYSIWYG points works out perfectly to 2,000 points. I'll drop his hammer to give him a teleporter. That's what's going to happen in the future. Then you got Drago right here, doing what Drago does. And this is my Warlord, the Ancient. He's a Paladin Ancient today, so he's going to have the Cuirass, which gives him the 1-up save, 5-up Feel No Pain. He has the OBSEC aura within 6 inches of him, and Paladin Ancients can tell a core unit to hit better in melee, which is kind of cute. And then if he's with Paladins, he's also going to be giving them a +1 attack. So they're going to like insane numbers, almost like Blood Angels. What? I said it. So if your Paladins ever make it into combat with that, it's pretty cool. There's my other squad of 5 strikes, and then I've got 10 Paladins here. So I'm going to run the big blob. They have 4 silencers in there. The Paragon does have a hammer, and then everybody else has the weapons that you see. And that's exactly 2,000 points. I think it's this guy has the Foretelling of Locust, whatever. I can redeploy 3 units, and then I believe this dude has the upgrade to have the turn off Overwatch once per game. So that is now a full 2,000 points. So it'll be a fun list. Going against Tau, I have not played against the new Tau, so I don't really know. It's going to be kind of scary and terrifying and lots of fun. So we will come back to look at the Tau list next. Okay, here we are with the Tau. This, we'll just, let you just absorb that for a second. We'll say that the white guys are in camo. There you go. But I will point out that the color scheme, the paint scheme on this is going to be superb when they're all painted. Very much enjoying that. So we'll start off with our characters up in the front. We have the Ethereal. He's got the Humble Stave, so he's doing what he does. These are his 2 invocations, as they're called, not litanies. Then we got the Cadre Fireblade. He has the Warlord.
Yeah, he's Exemplar Moncaw.
Exemplar Moncaw, so he's the one that can allow for some possible redeploy shenanigans with his Warlord trait. And he's going to be running around. You said that's a marker drone going around with him? Yep. Then we've talked about, or we showed this guy off, but the actual Warlord, he has the scary melee punching flamer.
Onager Gauntlet.
That one. Mm-hmm. And then he's got a upgraded burst cannon, or is that just
no? That's his high output burst cannon.
High output burst cannon.
And then 2 plasma rifles.
2 plasma rifles, yeah.
And a flamer.
And a flamer. Why not? And something else, just cause.
Oh yeah. Rerolling everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That. Oh yeah. That's what is the Warlord trait called? Precision
of the Hunter.
Precision of the Hunter. Yeah. Because I don't know why you'd never not take that one. Then we've got 2 identical squads of suits here. And they have you said these are the plasma cannons on them?
Plasma gun, 2 plasma rifles
guns,
and missile pod.
And the missile pods. And these are not the ignore line of sight ones. These are the 2 damage, gnarly little...
Correct. Yeah, strength 7, AP2,
strength 7,
2 damage.
AP2. Yeah, I like that. Not. And then there's 2 shield drones for each of each of the suit squads, correct?
Correct.
Then we got some Pathfinders here. There's 3 rail rifles in there.
Yep.
And the rest of them have the carbines.
Yep.
Then there's 2 squads of breachers back here with a marker drone on this squad. And then this squad over here does not have the marker drone. And then these are your regular Fire Warriors. Yep, cool. And we've got 2 Devilfish. And then, of course, we got the Hammerhead in the middle. Don't need to talk about them because everybody's been talking about them forever. There is a squad of 4 marker light drones.
Tactical drones with marker lights.
Tactical drones with marker lights. And then we got 2 squads of broadsides. These guys are rocking the heavy rail rifle. I keep wanting to call them hammerheads because everybody talk about the hammerhead having the rail gun. It's killing me. I'll probably do this the whole game. They each have 2 shield drones, correct? No, they are marker drones. That's right, because he was telling me he's got marker lights everywhere in this, which is, I think, kind of smart. These guys have SMS.
Yep.
The Devilfish have SMS.
Hammerhead has SMS.
And Devilfish. So that's where the majority of the SMS is coming from. And then the heavy rail rifles are, they don't need much introduction. It's pretty cool. So he's played this list a few times, had some overwhelming success with it. And I have never played into Tau, so I don't really know what to expect. And I did mention they're doing Borkan for the Tau. It's not Tau Sept, it's just the Sept.
Yeah, it's a Sept.
Yeah. So there we go. 2,000 points.
On the nose.
Ridiculous number of shots and a lot more bodies than the Grey Knights on the other side of the table. It'll be fun. I mean, it's going to be a blast either way. It could be a very short game. This might be longer than the game itself. Just going over rules and intro. So we'll be back in a minute. We'll do the deployment and the map and get this game started. All right, folks. We've done rolled up a mission. We've got number 21. This is Abandoned Sanctuaries. This one has the cheeky little nobody's allowed to be in the no man's land before the game starts. Pre-game moves don't count. Nothing. Stay away, which I don't care about because I don't get that anyways. But for the Tau over here, they had to change some plans because of that. Also, mission bonus points all revolve around controlling the central objective. The name of it is Abandoned Sanctuaries. So apparently that's a sanctuary. It's been abandoned. If we can control it. At the end of the turn, if you control it, you get a point. 2 points, actually. Or if you destroy an enemy unit that was within 6 of the center, you get 2 points. So there will be a lot of blood and guts spilt right there. As far as deployment goes, the Grey Knights are here. There's a 5-man interceptor in the building, 5 behind it, Dread Knight. Drago's back there, then the Grand Master, Dread Knight. You got 5 paladins. I combat squatted them before the game, so there's 5 in Deep Strike. There's an apothecary there and 5 strike marines here, and then my other Dread Knight is over here. We haven't done any pregame stuff. He also has some pregame moves, so that might look different by the time we actually start the game. We'll have to see. On the Tau side of the lines, we got some Pathfinders up in the building, Crisis, broadsides, Commander, more broadsides, lots of shields as you can see. These are the Fire Warriors, the 4 tactical drones there. Then you got Mr. Hammerhead, and then there's a couple of Devilfish over here. Just to say hello with all their breachers that are inside. And then of course you can see the deployment zones are your long board edges. I think that's it. So we're ready for a roll to see who's going to go first. I don't honestly have any idea who I want to see go first, so we'll just let the dice decide. Here we go. Go ahead. Oh. 2. Wow. Okay then. Okay.
We've done this once already.
I know. It's happening.
6.
Oh man, that's ominous. All right. So Tower going first. Like I said, I don't know what I feel about that. So we'll be back in a minute with the Tau turn 1. It is the end of Grey Knight's. Sorry, the Grey Knight's devastation. The Tau. That's the ones. Turn 1. Tau. Yes. We had some things happen that were not bueno for me. Some things were. This squad, I did spend the 2 CP to transhuman them, and I lost 1 and took some wounds on that guy. But we'll be able to regenerate there. The Grandmaster was here. He got targeted because there's all the pregame shenanigans and things. There's pregame moves that they get to do, and then there's regular moves. So the short and long of it, this squad came out all the way over here. So used the commander thing to move them, and then they got an 8-inch advance. So they got up here. Mostly they were getting line of sight down there into the paladins. There's also interceptor squad here that I moved around. Pathfinders shuffled forward into this building so they could put marker lights into that squad and the paladins as well. Back here, all these broadsides all shuffled into the straight line because there was a gap all the way down here to where my Grandmaster was and another Dread Knight there. And in all honesty, I didn't double check line of sight. I could have had this Dread Knight hidden. He had to move like a millimeter, and he would have been out of line of sight and not targetable. The one there, he would have died. And he's still alive on 2, but, you know, it is what it is. I screwed that up. So that guy got deaded. Then the Grandmaster got targeted, so I blipped him over here and was still able to be shot by one broadside way back there, but not the rest of them. So he shot at him and missed him. He spent his CP to give the ignoring invul, so I got that out of the way, and it didn't matter because he missed, and I felt great. And I told Jared, I said, man, this squad, they could probably kill him. He's like, nah. And what did he do? He destroyed him with them. I rolled some horrible rolls. It was amazing.
Yeah,
So I muttered and whined about my dice, but that is also my fault. But to be fair, I probably would have done the same thing. I probably still would have moved that Dread Knight over here because all he had to do was survive that, and then I would come in and make some noise on this objective, and it would have been a very different story. So it is what it is. But I did lose the Grandmaster and a regular Dread Knight in turn 1, and the interceptors that are in that building, I lost 3. The 2 that are there finally started making 4-up saves with Tide of Shadows being used right now, and they managed to stay alive and did not fail morale. So that's how all that shook out. We've got stuff spread all over the place with Zitao, and he still has his 1 crisis suit is in Deep Strike. So still got them to deal with, and I'm also a little sad about having lost 2 Dread Knights already, but, you know, it is what it is. Really, I'm only sad about losing the 1, because I could have prevented it had I paid more attention. So we'll come back for Grey Knights turn 1 and see what we can do. Oh, let me also say, we did do secondaries. We just forgot to talk about it earlier. So he's taking Aboard the Witch to the last and engage. And I have Purifying Ritual, No Prisoners, and Stranglehold. And it's going to be a little interesting to try to pull that off, but we'll give it a red hot go. So we'll be back, Grey Knights turn 1 in just a minute. The Grey Knights have done things. We'll see what happens next. My Apothecary healed a guy back to full wounds, brought a dude back for a command point. Yes, we still pay for that. Shh. Then Apothecary cast the Sanctuary on them. We did advance the Paladins and the Apothecaries, so we were able to get this move up into the center. Oh, I got mission bonus because I took the center. I forgot that one. We're writing down score, and I was thinking this was important that I got up there, and that was actually more important than I remembered. Good job, me. These guys stayed put. This guy shuffled back to where he can't be targeted currently with his whole 2 wounds, but that's not going to last for long. But it was something. Drago done put the rerolls on himself, teleported himself over here, changed the Tide of the Warp into the Tide of Celerity so that we could get your 1s and 2s on a charge roll become a 3, which was fabulous. They made their charge. Oh, wait. No, they didn't, because Tau have stupid stratagems too. So there's a -2 to the charge, failed the charge, rolled a 9. He did the same thing, made his charge. Oh, but he failed his charge because, again, -2. Cool. I did CP this, hoping that I would get a bigger charge so I could actually make it in. He failed, but we tried. These interceptors, they came through the building over this direction. We're right up here on the objective. Did make their charge, even with a -2, because I was like 2 inches away. And I actually got enough of a charge to be able to jump into the building in melee, because he had a dude up here in the corner. And then after everything was said and done, we did the piling in, consolidating, all that jazz. So I actually took the objective back, 4 models to his 2. And we killed drones with shooting, essentially. I killed 1.5 drones with all my shooting from over here. And then with the combat, we picked up 2 of the suits. So that was kind of nice, to say the least. I think that is it. So I kind of shifted away from that side of the board over there because it's real scary at the moment. And we'll see what happens. He did have to use, again, the 2 different stratagems. This one is the just repulsor field for the -2. This one on these dudes is the photon grenades one. Does the same thing, but it also gives them a -1 to hit in combat. So that was kind of would have been nice to make it in just to tie them up, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll be back in just a minute for the Tau turn 2. Alright, so the Tau have done their things. Holy cow! It was wild. So these dudes fell back. We know they can shoot in combat, but them falling back allowed for the rest of the army to shoot my interceptors in combat. These dudes did the recon sweep, so they moved out of the building, threw some marker lights over at these interceptors, and the paladins that used to be in the middle. So they did that, then they moved over onto the objective. Then, let's see, I don't even remember who it was really. I think it was these guys mostly on their own killed Drago.
Yep.
And what was ironic, oh no, these guys actually get the points for killing Drago because it was their rail rifles that killed him. He made all the saves. He had 2 wounds left after all of their stuff shot into him. And then he failed to strike any mortals. The mortals are what killed Drago. Ironically enough. It was disappointing. But it was kind of cute, kind of appropriate at the same time. This dude did some shooting into the strikes that are back here on my objective. This guy is alive on a single wound. All of this happened. So, the 1 CP to get out of the devilfish is, yeah. So my paladins were here. They were right here touching the objective with the apothecary. It only required 1 breacher squad and the fire warrior squad to kill all of the paladins with sanctuary, with the feel no pain. And I did not transhuman them because all the broadsides could see him. Well, the back ones could not, but these broadsides could still see him. All the devilfish, all the breacher squads, fire warriors, and the hammerhead. Like, there was almost no point. Plus, you get the reroll abilities from your devilfish with the command points. So reroll 1s to hit and 1s to wound.
And indicator fire blades.
Oh, so the fire he gave him exploding 6s. So it was kind of like, do you waste your 2 command points for transhuman when there's 9 billion bullets that are -2 and 3, whatever. So it didn't make any sense. So anyways, paladins all died off that objective, and then the apothecary died to 1 batch of breachers because it was pretty potent. Everybody moved around, so that's all screened out back there. The ethereal went back into the corner to just prevent any deep strikes, because I do have units in reserve. I don't think they're going to do a whole lot of good, but they're there. And then we had the Dread Knight. I had to CP reroll 1 to keep him alive because he still had a whole devilfish to shoot into the last strike with his SMS. And if all my dudes die, then I would lose the game turn 2 because everything would be dead that was on the table. So I CP rerolled it, so he stayed alive, and then he managed to make a save and stay alive. So it was like, skin in my teeth. It's amazing, dudes. It's amazing. We'll come back. We'll do my turn 2 because it's still in the battle round 2. We'll put some stuff on the board that can get destroyed. I'll see if I can do something before it gets destroyed. But that was rough. That was pretty stanky. He also picked up the 2 points for the mission bonus because he killed a unit that was within 6 of the center objective and also took the center objective. And he didn't even have to kill them. He could have just stood on that with his fire warriors because they're obsec, and my obsec aura was not there with the paladins just yet. It is what it is. So now we'll come back and I will somehow get Stranglehold. Just you wait. Just you wait. So Grey Knight's turn 2 in a second. Okie dokie. So we've tried. We were a little upset with Tau for having the -2 on charge things, even though that actually didn't matter this time. But I did bring down Paladins over here, Ancient there. We're 9 inches away from the Pathfinders and this squad here, so we went for the charge, failed it, re-rolled it, failed it. So that is what it is. That was my last command point to do that. They are a little protected, so they're +1 of their save rolls, 4 of invul save, and then we'll see if it helps. After seeing what happened to the last squad of Paladins, I'm not holding my breath. We did a little shooting. We got this guy wounded a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little. I did purify that 1 ritual, yay, so I got a point for that. I deep struck the other strike squad back there. We shot into the drones, killed 2 of them, and then failed to charge because, rolled an 8. Even with the Tide of Celerity, which is what I'm stuck in now because Drago died, couldn't quite make it over there. I rolled an 8 with the Tide, which is cool, but it's not enough to make a charge. And then, Mr. Dread Knight, he did, he's hitting on 5s. I hit and wounded 8 times, I think, between the 2 guns, and then Jared over here saved all but 2. Like,
It was silly.
yeah, it was bad. I was like, no, he's doing a thing and you're ruining my fun. But then he rolled a 12 on the charge. So he came running up in there, charged, and then killed like one or two.
2 guys.
Yeah, you made some good saves. He only has 6 attacks if you do the sweep attacks with a sword, so, it is what it is. But there it is. So he tied up the breacher squads, and that was my one successful charge of the turn. And that's it. So I picked up 4 on primary. I got 1 for the purifying ritual. That's that. So I'm assuming that everything will die in the next turn, but we'll let the dice roll first and then make assumptions after that. Oh, I did cast Hammerhand on those strikes back there and the paladins up here, so they're all ready to go if anybody were actually charge them and not just pick them up. We'll see. I'm not calling any Ubers yet, but they're warming up the engines and getting ready to be deleted. So we'll be back in a second for Tau turn 3. Okay, so turn 3 is now done. What do you know? These guys died. This was actually kind of funny. He did a lot of shooting into this character in my Curace of Sacrifice. It saved him a whole lot. He had 3 wounds left. Then they charged, and he killed him. Because he's the combat Tau guy, right? With the cool fist thing that does flamer and melee, all that good stuff. So he actually did his thing. He killed him. It was great. I won't lie. Everybody moved around to do the shoe sting. These guys all moved up to be able to shoot various things, downwind, upwind, and crosswind. My one strike marine back there took a railgun to the face and died from the one broadside they could see him. These dudes actually fell back to take that objective because it's like he knew this one strike marine would die. Very clever. The other one stayed in combat. The Fire Warriors charged. His Cadre Fireblade charged, so I wouldn't hit first. That was cute. Then everything whiffed, and I made saves. I actually had to make 5 saves. There was actually, the odds of me rolling a 1 were high, but I didn't. So then I killed his Fireblade because how dare you? And then the Strike Marines over there, they just got vaporized by a single round of SMS, I think. Mm-hmm. He had, it was 14, I think it was 14 wounds, and I made 3.
Yeah.
I made 3. 3 4-ups, that's it. And he took 11 wounds off of a 10-wound squad. That's the story of my game so far today. But, it's kind of wild. We're not going to continue playing because, he's the only thing left with 1 whole wound, and he's not obsec. He's not going anywhere. So this was pretty wild. I've been itching to get Tau just to be able to play against him to see how bad it is that everybody talks about. And Jared did make this list to be a nice tournament list, so it's not like this is just throwing a bunch of random stuff together. Made good use of strats, good use of different abilities, and really stunted a lot of things. Like, I had made a lot more charges than I was able to succeed in because of his strats. Shutting down, taking the 2 inches off of a charge came in clutch a lot. My mistake losing that one Dread Knight early, just placement and not knowing, because I still had that one redeploy. That did hurt because that one I could have prevented. But, I mean, just the firepower, this one squad of suits killing the Grandmaster Dread Knight was pretty outstanding. The not great rolling on my part, but I did put him there, and I knew they were there. I knew they would get to shoot at him, but it seemed like a better choice than where he was before. So, I mean, and just all around, it's just wild. The shooting and the damage they can do is pretty insane, just like people say. So yeah, there you have it. In the third turn 3, it's only the top of turn 3. The Tau owned the board. They maxed out aboard the Witch. Turn 2, there wasn't anything left to be killing and scoring after that. To the last is fine. The big engages everywhere. Oh, look, you messed up. You didn't engage in this quarter. For shame.
How dare I?
Yeah. Jeez, what were you thinking? It's not like you have 2 more turns to score it. But I mean, just outstanding. Like, I am genuinely impressed. Yeah, that's crazy. I might have killed a couple things for some no prisoners points. I don't even know if I got 8 points. No prisoners, did I?
You got 1.
I got 1. Yeah, I
So
got
that's,
1 point
8,
from no prisoners.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Ooh, I got 2 points.
3. Yeah, you got 2
2 points for no prisoners. That's it. It's crazy. It was really fun. It's really fun to actually see it in action, to see it do its work, and it did. It did what it was supposed to do. It was outstanding. As a Grey Knights list, I thought would be fairly durable too. No, it didn't do what I hoped it would. So it is what it is. Have to play this again sometime. See if I can wait till they FAQ some things on the Tau. That's just me wishing and being a little salty. That's all right. But there you go.
They're way overpowered.
It was real strong. It was real strong. It was cool though. We had a lot of fun with it, and there was a couple of things we actually discovered. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows and can comment on this for us. With the strike and fade stratagem, we looked at it. These guys fell back out of combat earlier in the game. They fell back over here. The strike and fade stratagem actually just says in your shooting phase, you get to nominate a unit to shoot as if, it's right here. It is, you select one jetpack unit from your army. You can shoot with that unit, and then it can make a normal move up to 6 inches. That unit cannot shoot again this phase. And then it's just about the cost of it at the end. But it doesn't say whether or not you can do that if you fell back that turn. I don't know if the core rulebook, we didn't find the core rulebook and dig it all out. If the core rulebook says you can't use that stratagem on it, then that makes a lot of sense. And we feel like it's probably intended that way, that you couldn't do it. But theoretically, these crisis suits could have fallen back, use the strike and fade to still shoot as normal and move again, and that's real.
That's
real painful. But we didn't do it. We looked at it and it was kind of a whoa. That as it's written, I think that's still legal. I don't know if you have seen it or you've got some insight into that. Let us know. We'd be curious. Yeah, I like really good stratagems for the Tau, which is fun. I like seeing that, and I made a lot of bad dice rolls, but you can't blame the game on dice rolls. It is what it is. So it's fun. I thank you, sir, for coming over and playing. I would ask if you had an MVP, but I mean, like, everything did at least what it was supposed to do, if not more than what it was supposed to do.
The 2 guys left over would be the MVP squad.
These dudes, they're the only guys that survived around a melee because they're the only ones I got into melee with.
Yep.
Well, I mean, this guy made it into melee, but he wasn't doing anything on one wound.
Yeah, but we also charged
Yeah, exactly. He charged some baby stuff. So, I think your photon grenade strats, your -2 to charge, they could be your MVP too, because you did foil 4 different charges with that strat,
Yeah.
I think, or that one in conjunction with your other
repulsor field.
the repulsor field. Yeah, those came in big. But yeah, there you go. I guess I have to say he's my MVP because he didn't die. I guess he didn't do anything either. But it's good times, good fun. Yeah, tower stout. I'm impressed, really impressed. So that's it from Kitchen Table Wargaming. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I know Tower being talked about a lot, but I wanted to get them on the channel, and I wanted to play them too to see what all they can do, and they can do a lot. Well, we'll see you later with another battle report in the near future.